You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I am back. Rudrance for Black and White Sports 2. Well, we're going to talk about Cam Newton. Now, yesterday, myself and John got together. We made a main channel video, a big channel video on Cam Newton coming out and saying, and it had some very, very racial undertones to it, as the wokes would call it, blaming the NFL for not wanting him in the league. The reason he's not in the league is because of his dreadlocks, his hair, which we both found to be utterly stupid. I mean, dumb as hell, and shows a true lack of self-awareness from Cam Newton. Now, I've done multiple Cam Newton videos on this channel. We chronicled the Mac Jones rise where Cam lost his job, in Patriots training camp. And Mac Jones, of course, was helping Cam Newton learn the playbook, even though Mac Jones had only been there 3 months and Cam had been there for over a year. He had been the starter the previous season for the Patriots. And then we had there's not 32 better quarterbacks than me situation after the Auburn tryout by Cam Newton. And I pulled up a list of the NFL Network's top 50. And we immediately found it was around 42 quarterbacks that I would take before I would get to Cam Newton. And we're talking about, I had to get down to Ian Book, one of the backup quarterbacks with the Saints, down around that level before we're talking about getting to Cam Newton at this point. I mean, let's be real. I said this yesterday. You would take Taylor Heineke at this point, who has shown he throws the ball more competently than Cam Newton. Cam has not been good since 2018. And depending on how you measure quarterbacks and what measurables you look at, 2018 wasn't good either. If you want to know the absolute, just, peel back the curtain matter of the situation. And the problem is, Cam wants to be in the NFL even as a backup now, but he says things like this. And it's not the hair problem, it's the attitude problem. All right? And it's saying things like this and not being self-aware of where you are in your career. And because of that, NFL fans, they saw Cam Newton's comment. And look, PFT, the comment section, it can be a great gauge of where the NFL fan is, because there's fans across all spectrums and all ideologies on there. So the thumbs up, thumbs down can give you a great gauge of the tone of where NFL fandom really is. So let me recap what it is that Cam Newton actually said, and then we'll get to NFL fans destroying Cam Newton. I mean, this was absurd. Former NFL quarterback Cam Newton, in a recent appearance on Josina Anderson's Undefined podcast, suggested that his ongoing NFL employment could be related to the length of his hair. I mean, it's just crazy. It just makes no sense whatsoever. Quote, "It's been hinted," Newton said, "and I'm not changing. People have hinted to where they say, like Cam, we want you to go back to the 2015 clean-cut Cam. But that was a different me. The thing that is always mentioned is, Cam, you're scaring people with how you look now." I just don't get this. After saying he was going to name names, Newton pointed out that Trevor Lawrence also has long hair. Newton's hair length has nothing to do with his current status. No one cares about his hair length. They care about winning. They care about crafting a roster conducive to winning. That's Mike Florio's quotes, for crying out loud. And hell, Florio is woke as all get out. I mean, he is super woke. And he's saying right there what we all know. You don't win, and your attitude is not where it needs to be, and your play's not where it needs to be on a roster. That's absolutely crazy. He said, "I don't think I'll ever retire." Okay. Well, as you can imagine, 122 comments, anything over the century mark on PFT is a lot of response. Yeah, that's why. Not that he's washed or anything. Exactly. I mean, look, injuries have taken a toll. Injuries has made Cam Newton's throwing arm not as strong as it used to be. He's not nearly as fast as he used to be. And Cam just can't seem to recognize where he is right now. I mean, honestly. And that got 790 likes to 10 dislikes. So it's pretty clear the NFL fandom is in complete agreement. I mean, he's washed up. Whatever gets you to sleep good at night, basically. Yeah, whatever gets you a good night's sleep. 573 likes to 8 dislikes. Wow, he can no longer sling it around. He doesn't have the wheels he used to have under him. He doesn't have the size to bowl lighter players over anymore. He still has all the confidence and the swagger, but his body can't back it up. The hairdo has nothing to do with it. Amen. Amen. That's it, Cam the Sham Newton. I mean, this guy just says silly. It's silly. It's ridiculous. Yeah, that's the same reason I'm not in the league. Oh, man. I don't think the league would care if he had a turd on his head, if he was playing in MVP form, but the ship has sailed for this poor guy. Von Miller broke him. Oh, wow. The dude has been washed for 5 years. Nobody wants to deal with your crap when you're no longer elite. I mean, you know, it is what it is. He's saying it right here. The fact that you can only throw short, massively inaccurate passes has far more to do with your unemployment than your style choices. However, your style choices are also atrocious. Now, this guy does make a fair point. Your appearance is important. The way you dress, act, carry yourself, what you say as a QB, you are the face of the franchise, the CEO. I've said that exact thing on this channel. You need to play the part and look the part. Facts don't care about your feelings, Cam. He's getting dragged in here. I mean, dragged. Wow. This was exactly the reason he was cut from New England. If he was willing to be a backup and kept his mouth shut, he would still be on a roster. Nobody wants to bring in a quarterback to be a backup that vocally believes he is a starter. Nobody wants that. Why? Because they don't want their starting quarterback to have to listen to it. Think about it. The quarterback position is mostly mental. Cam Newton is the opposite extreme of what you're looking for, and he's making jokes about it. He's a clown. Who wants a clown running their team? If the clown was a good quarterback, I'm sure he'd be considered. But this clown is also a terrible quarterback. A quarterback also has to be a leader. This guy is the opposite extreme of what you want in a leader. Would you want your other 52 players following this guy's lead? I doubt he could get a job at Walmart. Wow. I mean, that he is getting drug. Facts. Cam lost his last 8 starts and did not throw a touchdown pass in his last 4 games. That's horrid. Yeah, I mean, it's about as bad as you could possibly get for a former MVP. I mean, truly. NFL Network showed the 98 Vikings versus Packers today. Brad Johnson was the starter, got hurt. Randall Cunningham, who was selling cabinets the 2 prior years of the NFL, got his shot and made a great run. 15-1 season. Cam Newton needs to go that route and maybe find something good might happen and give him another shot to make a run. I don't think he will ever have the self-awareness of somebody like Randall Cunningham, who, by the way, is full of self-awareness. Randall knew, I have to learn to throw the ball accurately from the pocket. That's exactly what he did, and we saw one of the greatest seasons a dual-threat quarterback has ever had. That 98 Vikings team was offensively awesome. I mean, come on. Cam is simply not a good player or worth the headache caused by his delusion. Wow. So, if he were to shave his head and then we all saw that he still sucked, Would that get him to keep his mouth closed? The answer, no. There's always something else with certain types of people. Yeah. A winning quarterback should have the following characteristics: moody, sullen, aloof, mercurial, with a hint of standoffishness. Utter lack of humility, accountability, and self-awareness would be nice, but not a must-have. In other words, Cam is right. It's a travesty he's not a starter right now. The sarcasticness of that quote is fantastic. Truly. When all else fails, play the race card. Must be nice to have that privilege. Lamar Jackson has long hair, and he just has the biggest contract in NFL history. What other excuses will he use? I brought this up to John yesterday. The XFL, Cam, the XFL's up, bud. Get ready. Get ready. Go play in the XFL next season. And maybe, and I've got to be honest, maybe they would take him. But I don't even know if that's a guarantee. Honestly. They probably would just to get the name recognition in there. But we don't know that for sure. We don't. So I wanted to take a look at that because I was like, wow. NFL fans felt exactly the same way that John and I did. It would not matter, and this guy said it, if you had a bowl of shit on your head and you were running out to the field. If you were capable of 68% passing, 4,500 yards, 35 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and you're a running quarterback, throw in 400 yards with 5 TDs, you would be on a massive contract and you would be a starter right now in the league. You're not capable of any of that. In fact, you're not capable of doing half of that. That's why you're not in the league. That and a huge, massive, heaping, steaming bowl of lack of self-awareness. Peace. I'm out. Till next time. Black and White Network supporters, make sure you check out the Black and White Network merchandise store. Make sure you use promo code USA First, all one word. USA First, all one word will get you 25% off. Go get them right now.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.